Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye. Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namah. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gaurvani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Prashnasatarine. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaurabhakta. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna. So we'll continue from the 90th shloka. So in these sections, like there are some shlokas which emphasize the importance of the Purushartha, some shlokas which give emphasis to the Daiva. So let us see this. Karmayat Karmayatam phalam pumsam buddhi karmanusarini thapi sudhiya bhavyam suvicharyaiva kurvata. Yadyapi pumsam phalam karmayatam. Although a living entity will get the results in his life according to his karma, tata buddhihi karmanusarini bhavati. Even his swabhava or the intelligence also acts according to his karma. Tatapi sudhiya suvicharya eva kurvata bhavyam. Although a person will get the results according to one's karma, although a person although a person's intelligence also will act according to one's karma, but still a person should put one's endeavor and think about the consequences of his action, and then only he should make a decision. So this verse is actually emphasizing the Purushartha, because oftentimes the people, in the name of actually quoting the karma or in the name of quoting the destiny, they may not put, they may justify their laziness, or they may not put endeavor to think about a particular action. They may not put endeavor to perform that action. So this verse says that the result comes according to one's karma, and also even the buddhi. यद्यपि मनुष्यों की प्राप्ति कर्म के अधीन है और बुद्धि भी कर्म के अनुसार ही चलती है. You see, buddhi hi karmanusarini. Even the buddhi also acts according to one's karma, but tatapi, still sudhiya, the intelligent person, suvicharya eva kurvata bhavyam. An intelligent person विचार पूर्वक ही काम करने वाला होना चाहिए. He should think and then act. So one should not justify. For example, one of the classic example which comes is in the Mahabharata itself, in the Dyuta Krida. The Dyuta Krida. If you see that section, Yudhishthira Maharaj, in one sense, he didn't follow this particular verse. When Yudhishthira Maharaj was called for the gambling, so he had taken a vow in the Rajasuya sacrifice. Shishupal was killed by Krishna. So at that time, Vyasadev makes a prediction 13 or 14 years from now, making you as an instrument, Bhagavan will carry out a huge annihilation in this world. Like that, Vyasadeva made a prediction. So at that time, Yudhishthira Maharaj, because Yudhishthira Maharaj's personality is that he doesn't want to harm anybody. So actually, Vyasadeva told that making you as an instrument, the Bhagavan will remove a huge burden of the demonic population from this world. Vyasadeva did not say that you will be the cause of the destruction. But Yudhishthira Maharaj, he actually became little emotional. So I am going to be the cause of the destruction. So at that time, he took a vow in an emotional state. So one should not take a vow in an emotional state. And also, a person like you who is in the position of a king, he cannot take a personal vow. So what was the vow which Yudhishthira Maharaj took at that time? He said that whoever actually, if a superior tells something to me, I will never disobey the superiors. I vow to follow the instructions of the superiors. So this is a little tricky vow actually. In fact, this particular Dhritarashtra, Duryodhan, they took advantage of this vow and then they called him for the gambling match. A person in a leadership position, he cannot take a personal vow because that can be taken advantage and that may be detrimental for the whole country. Just imagine, suppose your chief of the defense, he takes a personal vow for the Kartik month, I will not lift a weapon. Or he takes a personal vow. So for the Kartik month, I will not read a newspaper. If such a person takes a vow, just imagine what will be actually. He cannot take such a vow. Somebody is in a position, such a responsible position. They have to be aware of the what is happening in the world, what is the geopolitical situation in the world. They cannot take such a vow. But Yudhishthira Maharaj took such a vow, and then Duryodhan, Shakuni, they knew this vow, and then Duryodhan, Shakuni, they blackmailed Dhritarashtra. You call Yudhishthira Maharaj for the gambling match. And Yudhishthira Maharaj was called for the, and when the invitation was sent to Yudhishthira Maharaj, Yudhishthira Maharaj knew the ill effects of gambling. But still, because of this vow, and he is not good in gambling, but he has a fascination for gambling. He's not good in gambling, but he has a fascination for gambling, and he had taken the vow that I'll follow the superiors. Therefore, he came for the gambling match. And then, you know the whole gambling match story, that how Draupadi Vastrakaran, they lost everything. They lost everything. And this is the heart of actually Mahabharata, Draupadi Sharanagati. And then actually Dhritarashtra and Gandhari, Dhritarashtra knew that because Gandhari is such a chaste lady, because of her anger, our whole Kula can be destroyed. Therefore, he said that, he told Gandhari, okay, I am ready to give any benediction, ask any benediction. And then Gandhari asked Dhritarashtra to release her husbands from the slavery. Uh, and then they got back actually the entire wealth. They were released from the slavery. That also there are some details other. I'm not going into that those details. And then the Pandavas they started leaving actually. And the Pandavas started leaving. So at that time Duryodhan he became so furious because he only planned because he knew that the only way to usurp the property of the Pandavas was through the gambling, and then they usurped entire property, and then now they got back everything and they left. And Duryodhan became so furious. Again, he came to Dhritarashtra. You again invite the Pandavas for the gambling match. They already left Hastinapur, and then when they were leaving, again they were called for the second gambling match. Hmm. Again, they were called for the second gambling match. At that time, Yudhishthira Maharaj speaks a verse actually. Yudhishthira Maharaj speaks about the Daiva. Just give me 1 minute. Let me just locate that verse. There is a beautiful shloka. He actually quotes Ramayana. 1 minute. I have to actually look for it will be some more time. But anyway, Yudhishthira Maharaj actually says that Yudhishthira Maharaj um, he actually talks about Daiva, destiny. He talks about destiny. So he knew the ill effects of gambling and he experienced the ill effects of gambling in the first gambling match. He lost everything. Draupadi was insulted in front of everyone. Uh, and then he is called for the second gambling match. At that time, he says that he talks about destiny and something is destined to happen. He speaks about Lord Ram, how when it was destined that Sita is to be kidnapped, Lord Ram believed in that golden deer. Although there is no, in the Brahma's creation, there is no species called as golden deer. But because it was destined to happen, even Lord Ram's intelligence got uh, perturbed or disturbed and he went after the golden deer. And then he quotes this example and then he says that it seems that I am destined to participate in the second gambling match. And he quotes that and then he goes to the second gambling match. Uh, so you see that, and then you know the rest of the story. The second gambling match was just in one shot, and it was not. They had to lose step by step. In one shot, you lose everything, and then go to the forest for 13 years, and then 1 year Agyatwas. That way it was made. Then one shot they lost everything, and then they went to the forest. So you can see, like in one sense, Yudhishthira Maharaj knew about the principle of destiny, but then he did not think about participating the second gambling match. After knowing the ill effects of gambling, after experiencing the ill effects of gambling, the first gambling match. So therefore, so this is a very detailed episode. I want Since I had taken some series of sessions on this, some other time we'll see. But so we can see from higher perspective, of course, Yudhishthira Maharaj is acting according to, as an instrument of Krishna. But still, as a lesson for us, sometimes the people they know about the destiny, they know about the principle of destiny, but they use the principle of destiny uh, to actually not put the hard work of using their intelligence to think about the consequences of the action. So destiny actually should not make us irresponsible in our duty. For example, this can be analyzed in various angles. Even in the Bhagavatam 10th canto, when Kamsa was about to kill Devaki, at that time Vasudeva starts speaking to Kamsa, and one of the things which Vasudeva tells to Kamsa is that everybody jatasya hi dhruvam mrityu dhruvam janma mritasya cha tasmat apariharyeti natvam shochitum argasi. Everybody who is born is supposed to die. He is destined to die. So you cannot avoid death. Even if you kill Devaki, you will not be able to avoid death. You will die. So therefore, don't think that by killing Devaki you will be able to avoid death. So Vasudeva speaks about the principle of destiny. So the same principle of destiny, Vasudeva could have used if the Devaki is destined to die. Why should I put effort to save Devaki? He could have used the same principle of destiny and then and not put any effort also. He did not put any effort to save Devaki. But he didn't do that because destiny is supposed to make a person more responsible in one's duty. The principle of destiny is not supposed to make a person lazy, actually. So, because Vasudeva's duty is to give protection to his wife, actually. Therefore, he did not use the principle of destiny to actually to think that Devaki is destined to die. Therefore, let me not put effort. No. He used the principle of destiny to remind Kamsa about his duty, how he should not commit unnecessary violence. So therefore, this verse is important. Tatapi sudhiya bhavyam suvicharyaiva kurvata. So although principle of destiny is there, but still intelligent person should actually to think deeply and perform one's actions. Even the destiny concept comes in the Ramayana also. In the Ramayana, when Ram is told to go to the forest, so then that time Lakshman comes to meet Lord Ram. And if you read the conversation between Ram and Lakshman, so Ram says that actually I'm destined to go to the forest, like that he says. At that time, Lakshman says that only cowards actually speak about the principle of destiny. Like that, he actually he condemns the principle of destiny. So Ram, from his point of view, he is actually saying that, oh, I am actually destined to go to the forest. But Lakshman condemns that. Only cowards speak about the principle of destiny. And then he gives a series of verses there. So the same Ram, who he says that I am destined to go to the forest, but he put great effort to actually bring back Sita. He didn't say that okay, uh, maybe Sita is destined like that, destined to be in the Ravan's this one. He put such a great effort, so much effort to bring back Sita, constructing a bridge across the ocean. He could have used the principle of destiny. So therefore, the principle of destiny should not make a person irresponsible. Should not make a person irresponsible in doing one's dharma. Uh, so, yeah, if somebody is doing someone else dharma, that means if somebody is performing adharma, that one should avoid. But the destiny should not make a person irresponsible in doing one's dharma. So this is the shloka. The position of a man depends on his past deeds, his proclivities too are in keeping with those deeds. However, a wise man should conduct himself with great circumspection. Next shloka. खल्वाटो दिवसेश्वरस्य किरणै सन्तापितो मस्तके वाञ्छन् देशमनातपं विधिवशात् तालस्य मूलं गत तत्रोच्चैर्महता फलेन पतता भग्नं सशब्दं शिर प्रायो गच्छति यत्र भाग्यरहितस्तत्रापदां भाजनम्. So this shloka also talks about a simple story. A small story is narrated in the shloka. Kalvataha. Kalvataha means a bald person. Kesha vihina mastakaha purusha. A bald person. Divaseshwarasya kiranaihi. So there was a noonday. There was a scorching heat of the sun. Divaseshwarasya kiranaihi. And that scorching rays of the sun were actually falling on his bald head. Mastake santaditaha. So therefore he was feeling troubled with the scorching heat of the sun. Santaditaha sun. Anatapam desham. He was looking for a anatapam desham, shady place where there is no scorching heat of the sun. Anatapam desham vanchan. He was desiring a shady place. And then vidhi vashat talasya moolam gataha. He came to a palm tree looking for the shade. Vidhi vashat, according to his destiny, he came to a palm tree looking for the shade. But tatrapi shatata mahapalena. Shatata means what? Sorry, patata mahapalena. Tatrapi patata mahapalena asya shiraha sashabdam yatasya tata bhagnam. So he came to a palm tree looking for the shade. But what happened? Mahapalena, very huge palm fruit, it actually fell in his head. And then what happened? Sashabdam, with a great sound, it fell on his head. Syat tata bhagnam, his head broke. His head broke. So for the shade, he came to the palm tree. He found the shade also. But a palm fruit fell and then his head broke. So prayaha bhagya rahitaha yatra gacchati tatra eva apadaha yanti. That person who is devoid of fortune, wherever he goes, his destiny will follow and he will meet with the destruction. He will meet with the difficulty there. Apadaha yanti. He cannot actually escape that, his karma, or he cannot escape his suffering coming from his destiny. So there is also another Neeti shloka. Akasham utpatatu gacchatu va digantam ambonidim vishatu tishtatu va yatecham janmantararjita shubha shubha krinnaranam chayeva na kyayati karma phalanubandha. A man, he may even fly to the sky. Akashe utpatatu. He may even fly to the sky. Digantam va gacchatu. Or he may even go to the remote distance till the end of the horizon. For example, he may go to even to the Loka mountain. You know, Loka mountain, in the structure of the universe, there is a Loka mountain which separates the two regions where the people live and the other side where there are no living entities. Loka and Aloka, that which separates that is called the Loka mountain. One may go even till the Loka mountain. Or Ambo Nidim Vishatu. Or a person may take shelter in the ocean. Tishtatu va yatecham. Or he may go to any place of his choice. But Janmantararjita Shubha Ashubha Krinnaranam Chaya iva na tyajati karma palanu bandaha. But whatever the fruits of one's good and bad deeds that have been done in the past births, they will not leave that person wherever he may go. Because the karmas follow a person like a shadow. Wherever, even if you go to the sky or to the Loka mountain, or the shadow will not leave the person. So karma is like the shadow. So in that way, this verse talks about this, how the karmas actually do not leave a person. So again, as we speak, because last week itself we discussed about the how one should balance between the purushartha and the daiva. Sometimes the karma has to be emphasized, sometimes the purushartha has to be emphasized. When a person is putting the purushartha in the wrong direction, then you have to emphasize the destiny. Duryodhana and Dhritarashtra, they were putting purushartha in the wrong direction. Prithu Maharaj was putting purushartha in the wrong direction. Therefore, they were told about the destiny. And when a person is reluctant to put the purushartha in the right direction, according to his dharma, at that time you have to emphasize purushartha over the daiva, over the destiny. And that is why Bhishma emphasized to Yudhishthira Maharaj about the purushartha. And also Vidura would tell Dhritarashtra about purushartha. For example, Vidura and other people would tell Dhritarashtra to correct his son Duryodhana. Like Dhritarashtra is supposed to put purushartha in correcting his son Duryodhana. And he is not supposed to put purushartha in wanting to become the king or in wanting to make his son the king. But he was putting purushartha in the wrong direction of wanting to become the king and making his son as a king. And he was not putting the purushartha in the right direction of disowning his son. So therefore, it's important. So when a person, after putting the purushartha in the right direction, and then the result is not coming, at that time he has to accept the destiny. For example, if you see the difference between Anga Maharaj and Dhritarashtra, both of them had bad son. Anga Maharaj had Vena as a son. Vena was also a very cruel, adharmic son. And Dhritarashtra had Duryodhana as a son. But the difference between Anga Maharaj and Dhritarashtra is that Dhritarashtra did not put his effort to correct his son Duryodhana. Without putting the effort, whenever somebody would advise Dhritarashtra, he would say that, oh, not even a blade of grass moves without the sanction of the Lord. Everything is acting according to the will of the Lord. We read 10th canto, I think 48th chapter. When Akrura comes to meet Dhritarashtra, Dhritarashtra speaks this verse. Without putting his Purushartha, he would speak about the destiny. But in the case of Anga Maharaj, he put his full effort to correct his son Vena. Repeatedly he put effort. But after putting his complete effort, when Vena could not be corrected at all, so at that time, Anga Maharaj accepted the destiny and he took that entire negative situation as a positive situation, as a Krishna's mercy. Anga Maharaj's consciousness, initially he was thinking that those who don't have a son, are unfortunate, and those who have son are fortunate. And then he performed the, I think, Putra Kamashti again, he got a son. But then he got such a bad son as a Vena. So at that time he thought that those who have good son are fortunate and those who have bad son are unfortunate. And then after putting his great effort to correct his son, and his son could not be corrected, at that time he thought that those who have good son are unfortunate because they will become attached to their son. But those who have bad son are fortunate because I have got a bad son. Now I have developed a deep sense of detachment, and this detachment is helping me to take complete shelter of Krishna. Uh, so then he actually, without telling anybody, he went in the middle of the night to the forest and he took shelter of Krishna and perfected his life. So Anga Maharaj put his complete Purushartha, and then the Purushartha failed. Then he accepted the destiny, and then he took the situation in a positive spiritual spirit, and then he took shelter of Krishna. So in that way, we see various episodes can be analyzed in terms of Purushartha and Daiva. So this verse talks about how the destiny does not leave a person. In fact, even there is a shloka in the Chanakya Neeti. This shloka uh, also emphasizes about I'll just there's a shloka which says that Vinashakale Viparita Buddhi Na Nirmita Kenana Drishta Purva Na Shruyate Hemamayi Purangi Tatapi Trishna Raghunandanasya Vinashakale Viparita Buddhi. And nobody has ever created, seen, or heard of a golden deer. But still, Lord Ram went after the golden deer. Truly, adversity kills intelligence, or misfortune spoils the mind. So here he says that actually, of course, Lord Ram is the supreme personality of God. It is the Leela of the Lord. But here the Chanakya is using this episode to tell that how the destiny even misguides even the greatly intelligent people. Hmm. So this is the shloka. We go to the next shloka. So generally calamities follow the unfortunate man wherever he may happen to. So we discuss the shloka. Next shloka. Ravi Nishakarayor Grahapi Ravi Nishakarayor Grahapidanam Gajabhujangamayorapi Bandhanam Matimatam cha vilokya Daridratam vidiraho balavaniti me matihi. Again, this verse talks about the power of destiny. Ravi Nishakarayoho. Ravi refers to Surya. Nishakara refers to Chandra. Nishakara. Ravi Nishakarayoho Grahapidanam. So Surya becomes eclipsed by the Rahu. And Chandra also becomes eclipsed by the Rahu. That is what the Grahanam we say. 2 days back there was a Grahanam. So Ravi Nishakarayoho Grahapidanam Gaja Bujangamayoho Api Bandhanam. Gaja, elephant is such a powerful animal, but even the elephant is controlled. Elephant is bound by the chains. Elephant is bound by the chains. Bujanga is a serpent. Serpent is having the poison. But even the serpent also becomes bound. Bhujangayoha api bandhanam. Matimatam cha daridratam. Sometimes highly intelligent people, matimatam. Matimata means buddhimatam people, intelligent people, but even sometimes they live in dire poverty. By seeing all these things, by seeing the Surya Grahana, Chandra Grahana, or how the elephant and the serpent becomes bound, and by seeing that how even the intelligent people are living in poverty. So what do we conclude? Aho vidihi balavan iti me matihi. This shows that the power of destiny. The power of destiny, that even the Surya and Chandra, uh, they become Graheshu Mahantau Jagati Prasiddhau. Among all the planets, uh, the great planets uh, famous in the world, Surya and Chandra. Surya Chandra Chet Ubau Yat Rahur Grasati. But even the Rahu actually eclipses them. Rahu swallows them. Matto Gajo Vishadaraha Sarpacha. The elephant and the poisonous snake. Durgrahoyat Kasyapi, although they cannot be easily approached, but Paratantrata Rupam Bandhanam Prapnutaha, but even they get bound. Yacha Yukti Shastrajna Buddhimantopi, somebody who is highly sharp in the logic and highly intelligent, even they live in poverty. Daridrata Dukkam Anubhavanti, they experience miseries. Tadidam Vilokya, by seeing all these things, aham manye, what I think, daivam sarvataka prabalam iti. This shows that how the daiva is powerful. So we see this also emphasizes the daiva aspect. So there is one more thing what I want to emphasize in regards to daiva and purushartha. A simple so some, like we saw some verses which actually talk about the power of daiva, and some verses which talk about the power of purushartha. So sometimes one may wonder which is more powerful, which is this one. So both are important. Sometimes daiva is emphasized, sometimes purushartha is emphasized. We can say daiva and purushartha, they are like the two keys which are required to open the bank locker. Suppose you have stored something in the bank locker, some jewelry in the bank locker. So you take the customer takes the locker key. But simply because he has a key, he cannot open that locker. The manager has another key. When the manager also comes with his key, then only you can open the locker. So both the keys are necessary. Both the keys are necessary. So similarly, that we need to put your effort. We need to put our effort. Just because everything is destined, that does not mean that you should not put our effort. Just because manager has a key, that does not mean that you will not take your key. And just because you are putting effort, it does not mean that you will get the result. There is a daiva aspect. Just because you have the bank locker key, that does not mean you will be able to open the locker, because there is also another lock and that key is there with the manager. So therefore both are required. Both are required. So we'll go to the next shloka. सृजति तावदशेषगुणाकरम् पुरुषरत्नम् पुरुषरत्नमलङ्ककरणम् भुवः तदपि तत्क्षणभङ्गि करोति. 9 बजे तदपि तक्षण भंगी करोति चेदह कष्टम अपंडितता विदेहे. So this verse also, this verse, what does it speak? Vidihi अशेष गुणाकारं भुवः अलंकरणं पुरुष रत्नम सृजति. This verse also talks about the daiva aspect. Vidihi अशेष गुणाकारं भुवः अलंकरणं पुरुष रत्नम सृजति. So the destiny or like first a vidhi, it actually creates a man with many wonderful qualities, and it makes him as the he may the the destiny creates a man as a purusha ratna, as a jewel among the human. Bhuvaha alankaranam purusha ratnam sajati. It makes a man with many wonderful qualities like a purusha ratna. And then tadapi tat kshanabhangi chet karoti. Kshanabhangi chet karoti. And then suddenly in a kshanabhangu, in a moment's time, all the person's qualities are taken away. The vidhi may make a person with many wonderful qualities as a purusha ratna, और फिर उसी को क्षण भंगुर बना देता है. क्षण भंगुर मतलब जरा सी देर में नष्ट हो जाने वाला. दुर्लभो मानुषो देवो देहिनाम क्षण भंगुरः तत्रापि दुर्लभम मन्ये वैकुंठ प्रियदर्शनः. In this Bhagavatam shloka also the same word kshana bhangura is used. So this human form of life is very rare. Durlabho manusho deho dehinam kshana bhangura. This human form of life is like a kshana bhangura. That means it can get lost at any moment. So that is so, therefore it is very rare. But even more rare than getting a human form of life is to get the association of the devotees of Krishna. Tatrapi durlabam manye vaikunta priyadarshana. Even more rare to get the association of the devotees of Vaikunta Priya, devotees of Krishna. So Kshana Bangura means can get lost. So Vidhi makes a man with many wonderful qualities, and then within a moment's time, all those qualities are taken away. Aho, ye bade dukha ki baat hai. So this is how sometimes the destiny acts. Ashesha Gunakaram with unlimited qualities. Bhuvaha Alankaranam Purusha Rattam Srijati. But Tavat Tadapi Tat Kshanabhangi Chet Karoti. Immediately it gets lost. So Videhe Apanditata Idam Kashtam. So this verse, in this verse, the Kavi is saying that oh, what kind of a unintelligent person Vidhi is. What kind of an unintelligent person Vidhi is. He makes such a person with wonderful qualities and then he takes away the qualities in a moment. What kind of an unintelligent person? So this again talks about the nature of destiny actually. And we can see the nature of destiny or even the Kala also acts like that. Kalosmi lokak shayakrit pravruddha. The time actually destroys everything. Arjuna, Jambavan told Hanuman, in the Satya Yuga, when Vamanadev appeared, I could travel all over the universe and I could announce about the victory of Vamanadev over Bali Maharaj. At that time, I had the power to travel all over the universe. But now I have become old. I don't have the power to cross this ocean. And but then Jambavan told Hanuman, reminded Hanuman about his powers, which he forgot because of the curse pronounced by the sages. And then he reminded Hanuman of his powers and he made Hanuman as the hero of Ramayana. And that Hanuman, who was the hero of the Ramayana, in the Kurukshetra war, he was simply sitting in the flag of Arjun, and he was just enthusing the Pandavas. He was simply enthusing the Pandavas. And in the Kurukshetra war, Arjun became the hero. And that Arjun who became the hero in the Kurukshetra war, after Krishna's disappearance, when he was coming back to Hastinapur, he was defeated by some infidel cowherd man. That is why Arjuna says that that shloka, Vanchitoham Maharaja Harina Bandhurupina Yena me apagritam tejo deva vismapanam mahat. Because Krishna has disappeared, that power which I had, by which I could even astonish the devatas, that power is no longer with me. Tadvai danusta yushavaka sarato hayaste soham rati nripatayo yata amananti. Soham rati nripatayo yata amananti. Vasman hutam kuhakarodam yoptam ushyam. One line I'm forgetting. He says that I have the same Gandiva go, I have the same chariot, I am the same Arjuna. I defeated so many people in the past, but now in the absence of Krishna, all my powers have become null and void. It has become like a pouring ghee into the ashes, which is of no meaning. It will not produce anything. Or it is like a money gained through through magical tricks. Money gained through magical tricks will not be of use. So in that way, we see even for great personalities, like whether it is Hanuman or Arjuna or Jambavan, of course, they are all pure devotees. Time has no control over the devotees of Krishna. Time has control over everyone except the devotees. That is why Krishna told Arjuna, I am the time. I am going to destroy. I am the destroyer of the world. And except for you, Pandavas, everyone in the battlefield are going to be killed. So time does not act upon the devotees. But still, devotees also go through old age, disease, and death because Krishna wants to maintain the confidentiality of the nature of the devotees. And Krishna wants to increase the eagerness of the devotees. Therefore, even we see these great personalities, Hanuman, Arjuna, Jambavan, they lost their power. Uh, it happened with the will of Krishna. So the point, what we are saying is that how the vidhi acts actually. It makes a person. So nobody is a permanent hero in this world. Nobody is a permanent hero. Vidhi actually takes away everything in due course of time. So therefore, those who understand the nature of this time factor, those who understand the nature of vidhi, those who understand the temporary nature of this world, they never become elated when there is success, and they will not become depressed when there is a failure. So that we see in the shloka. And then should we take shloka 93? Will finish here. Next week we'll continue from 94. So I wanted to finish till 95, but 1 minute. 94, 95 we will actually take next week. 94 onwards we'll see next week. Hare Krishna. So today we discussed 4 shlokas. We saw first shloka about how one should, even though everything is destined, the results are destined and buddhi is destined, still one should use one intelligence and perform the action. And then we discuss the story of that bald man. This also about the power of destiny. And then another is about the power of destiny, about Surya, Chandra, getting swallowed by Rahu. And then we discussed how uh, sometimes the destiny creates a man with so many wonderful qualities and suddenly takes away those qualities. So in this way, the person is saying, "Oh, Vidhi is acting such a foolish way. Apanditata videhe." Like that, a person is making an speaking about the quality, the activities of Vidhi. Hare Krishna. So anybody would like to ask any questions in the comments?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. So, what was the word of caution yourself mentioned about when Yudhishthir took the vow? That when one is what? That he should not take a vow? Yudhishthir Maharaj said, right? That I will listen to my seniors. So, what was the word of caution you said? That when one is.
I said that especially when a person is in a leadership position, he cannot take a personal vow actually, because common people's lives are dependent on the leader. He cannot take a personal vow, like suppose a army chief takes a vow for Kartik month, I will not lift a weapon. Or he cannot take such a vow actually, because the nation is dependent on it. Yudhishthira Maharaj is the king, so he cannot take a blind vow that okay, I will obey whatever my seniors say. And moreover, he took the vow in an emotional state. Vyasadeva said that you will be the making you as an instrument. Bhagavan will actually carry out mass annihilation 14 years from now. But Yudhishthira Maharaj thought that I will be the cause of the destruction. And then he became emotional. The emotional state, he took a vow. And then, moreover, it was a very personal vow. He is in a leadership position. So that vow was taken advantage. And then,
Okay. Sorry, continue.
and then they called him for the gambling match, and then they actually took away everything from Yudhishthira Maharaj. Not only Yudhishthira Maharaj, the common people were bereft of such a saintly king like Yudhishthira Maharaj. Common people also got affected because of that vow.
Okay, so similar incident happened with I think not Dhritarashtra, Ram's father. Who's Ram's father? Who's Ram's father? Sorry,
Dashrath Maharaj.
Dashrath. Yeah. So he also gave those two vows to his wife, right? Kai. Something like you said, emotional state. You should not take promise somebody something and all. So maybe he was very happy or something. So he forgot his responsibility as a king. What effect it could have later. And also when yourself quoted about Anga Maharaj, what came into my mind was even Chitraketu Maharaj, right? He was not destined. Angira Muni.
So, Chitraketu Maharaj was also putting Purushartha in the wrong direction. Yeah, it is his dharma to have a son, to have a child, but then after putting so much of efforts, you should have understood that it is not my destiny to have a son. But still he was putting effort in the direction. So therefore his Purushartha was against the Daiva. That's all. That examples can also be shown. Okay.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, sir.
Prabhuji, this I remember that when you said that nobody is a permanent hero. So time always does ups and downs in this world. So I remember the Vitrasura's fight when he was fighting with Indra. So he said that Oh Indra, no one is ever victorious in this
Yeah.
world. Only Lord Narayan is victorious,
Yeah.
like that. And Prabhuji, if it is possible, can you share that link where you told that you have given the session on the Yudhishthir Maharaj gambling match? So there could be some learning if you can share it possible.
Yeah, I'll see if I don't have the recordings now. If I have the
Okay,
recordings,
okay.
I'll share it.
Yeah,
Share.
yeah, Prabhuji. Yes, thank you, Prabhu. Hare.
Yeah, there's a beautiful shloka where Vritrasur says that Yuyutsatam kutrachit atatayinam jayas sadaikatra navai paratmanam vinaika mutpatti layastitishwaram sarvagya madhyam purusham sanatanam. He says that nobody is guarantee of being always victorious, but only the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Bhagavan. Thank you for sharing. Hare Krishna. So we'll stop here. So next week, Monday, I'll be traveling in the train. Mostly, we will have the class either on Sunday night or on Tuesday night. We'll see one of the days. We'll inform. So probably 3 classes. I will wind up everything. 93, 15 verses are left. We take 5 classes. 5 verses in a week. One class. We take 3 classes. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.